Hey guys, Paul from Ashen Phoenix. It is New Comic Book Day for the week of May 22nd. We're going to get started right now. If you like what you're seeing here, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to hit the notifications so that way you know when any video goes live. We typically do 2 videos a week on a Wednesday and a Friday. Don't forget to check us out.
Hey guys, Tim from Capes and Scowls in the comic book store. How are you? You feeling good? You feeling loose? You all limber? You ready to hear some things about books? Sure. Alright, let's talk about the trades. I've got Fantastic Four Volume 2. This is the trade that focuses on Ben Grimm's wedding. I've got The Legend of Korra, Ruins of the Empire, Part 1. I know everybody loves these books, but I wish they were just released as bigger volumes. That's just me. I get it. It's fine. I'm not complaining too much. Just a preference. Buffy, Volume 1. This is the first one from Boom. I heard it was pretty good. As far
The first issue was really good.
Calm down, Paul. No, that's fine. We did review the first issue. It was good. East of West, I love this book. It's so dang good. So dang good. And then we've got Matador. I don't know anything about this, but it looks amazing, and it's got good people attached to it, so I will be learning more about it. I got Middlewest, Volume 1, Scotty Young book. We've got Redlands, Volume 2, Jordy Belair. Jordy Belair, you're the best. I've got Scooby Apocalypse, Volume 5. Just love how, like, oddball the the Hanna-Barbera stuff is, and it's just wild. It's just wild, buddy. James Bond, Black Box. If you love James Bond, all of these miniseries are really fantastic.
I don't know what it is about May. It's just been like every month, every week this month has just been short. So we've had an interesting time picking books that we probably wouldn't have read in the first place. And this week is no different. So I actually hopped into a couple of books that I reviewed the first issue of, and just randomly decided to hop into the books to see how that was going and see if that was fun, like Tim does, or just a disaster, kind of like Tim does. You just never know.
I love the chaos.
First up, we have Middlewest issue number 7. I reviewed issue number 1. This was by Scotty Young and Jorge Corona. Jorge Corona. This is a beautifully drawn book, and Scotty Young does a great job on it. We're still following Abel. Again, like we're starting in the middle of an arc. Abel is a little child, and then he rages out and starts to become the very thing that he's been running from. I'm not going to spoil that it is, because you can probably see from the cover. And everybody who has kind of sheltered him kind of turns their back on him. This has been a fun ride. I really want to go back now and read the rest of the series to find out what happened going up to this point. But if you are watching or reading Middlewest, you probably already love the series. If you haven't, this is definitely a fun one to hop into. The first trade's already out, and this is midway through the second arc of this story, and I'm definitely going to be coming back and seeing what happens with it.
First up, Clue, Candlestick, number 1. This book is written, drawn, lettered, all by the same guy, Dash Shaw. And this book is... So you think Clue, you think it's a board game title. It's probably pretty terrible. It's actually not. It's so involved. I am so impressed with this book and its presentation. I like that you can cut out the back cover and have that style art cards for your board game. There is just so much going on in this book. If you like murder mysteries, and if you just want to see a fun way of tying together a board game into an actual storyline, you know, something that's way better than that Battleship movie, this is what you should be paying attention to. Very good book, really impressive. I'm just blown away. I'm very impressed by this. So if you enjoy noir kind of murder mystery kind of stuff, check this out. It was a lot of fun.
All right, and this was one that I just wasn't too thrilled about the first time I read it. It is Age of X-Men, The Amazing Nightcrawler, issue number 4. The first issue just really seemed silly to me. It just kind of seemed like something I shouldn't have read at all. It just seemed dumb. However, something has happened in the last like 2 or 3 issues to actually make me intrigued about what's going on with this book. You stop, or in this particular issue, Nightcrawler is starting to see visions of Raven, and we don't know particularly why Mystique is in this book, because in this world, everything's perfect, everything's supposed to be happy, and he enlists the efforts of 2 of the 3 remaining Cuckoos to kind of help him track down and find out what is going on in this world. And you find out that the cracks in what is supposed to be a perfect world now are starting to show. That was actually kind of interesting. I've just not been a fan of this whole like arc that's been going on, but this has made me want to go back and look at the other 2 issues that I missed to see everything that came up to this point. And I'm actually kind of sorry that I stopped reading this book. Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. I was expecting to not like this about as much as I didn't like the first issue, but I was definitely wrong on it. Pick it up.
Next up, we've got Road of Bones. I mean, I had to read a book called Road of Bones. I gotta know why this road is full of bones. Turns out it's Soviet Russia, and it's a prisoner camp, and everybody is super depressed and miserable. And this book is really, really graphic. I was pretty depressed after reading it. It was heavy. This book is heavy. But if you like a story that's loosely based in historical context, if you like, there's a little bit of supernatural, maybe a part of it, you just don't know what you're getting. There is a road of bones, just people dying on this road, people just falling over, being beaten to death. This book is good. I just need to preface that, damn is it heavy. It's a heavy book. So just please know that. You read this book, you're going to be sad. It's a sad book. But it's good, so check it out.
And my pick of the week is Elivira, Mistress of the Dark, Spring Edition. I gotta read these because it's actually a pair of stories. Oh, that was such a bad pun. I did not mean to... Whatever. Anyway, it is 2 stories. The first one being Fernando Ruiz and Dan Parent, with colors by Valentino Pinto and Taylor Esposito. And the second one is Scott Bryan Wilson with Fernando Ruiz also doing the art. And Brittany Pezzillo and Taylor Esposito. This was fun. I really like this one. The first story was definitely my favorite, where Elivira is doing her usual shtick about introducing really bad horror movies at a drive-in, and she's done with that, wants to go to Hollywood, and finds a director named George Rotmero, who is a famous zombie movie guy, and the puns and the jokes were just hilarious. They're irreverent. It's something that if you are a fan of Elivira, you already like. The innuendos in this are funny. And then the second story, she is chasing Satan, and the stakes are high. If she wins, she gets 3 wishes. If she loses, she has to marry Satan forever. Both of them were really, really fun. I prefer the first one probably the best, just because I was just laughing the whole time and irritating Tim. He's just nodding his head. He was like, yeah, he was. But this was a fun one. I've been loving a lot of these issues lately. Some of the Betty Veronica, some of the Vampirella stuff, and this one's no different. Definitely pick this one up.
Alright, it's time for my pick of the week. It's Assassination. It's Kyle Starks. It's Erica Henderson. Of course I love this book. I love Starks. I love Erica. I gotta say, Erica, your art, we're so used to it on Squirrel Girl and it being more humor. Well, this is humor-based, but man, you do violence really well. Wow, there are some brains being blown out of skulls in this issue. Basically, our remaining contract killers are going after who they believe is the perpetrator of these assassination attempts. And things get quite interesting. There is a large character that is very Arnoldy in presentation, and man, he is really good at whooping everybody. There's a lot of great dialogue. I laughed so hard at so many little jokes. It's the little jokes. I really love it. But I gotta tell you, there's no way this wasn't my pick of the week, Paul. You know why?
Why?
Do you know why?
No.
There's this cool section in the back where you're allowed to send letters to the character Fuck Tarkington, which is great. You know what makes it even better?
What?
Mine got printed.
No way!
Yes.
Oh, that's...
So, I asked Fuck Tarkington, what is the weirdest weapon, quote unquote, you had to use or improv during an assassination? I once had to suffocate a man to death with 2 handfuls of moss. And while that didn't seem too terribly strange to me, my peers at the time insisted it's plumb wacky. But moss is nature's duct tape, and you can do just about anything with it. It's a wonderful thing. I love everything about that. So good. So, if you're not reading Assassination, it's just the perfect, fun, silly, violent book. It's your fun, silly, violent book. Please read it. If you've missed the issues and you can't hunt them down, wait for the trade, I guess, but hunt them down. How hard can it be? Starks has them. He's at, like, every con. Be like, they said I need this, and he'll be like, you do. So, that's it. Enjoy. Alright, everybody, we've reached the end of the video. It's over now. Paul, anything you want to plug at the end of the video? We're at the end, Paul.
No, not yet.
Paul doesn't want to plug anything. I've been doing podcasts like crazy, so many. We just put one up where I complain about how depressing Game of Thrones finale was and how depressing Money in the Bank was. And just no one's talking to you, Paul. And yeah, Paul's not part of that, so his opinion isn't there. He's so happy all the time about everything. It's like, Paul, I punched you in the face. Great, good for you.
I really liked the ending. I thought it was good.
Yeah, you would. So, I was going to say something. You know what? I don't even care anymore. You know, the end of the video is not important at all.
Brand the Broken's awesome.
You're broken. Anyways, until next week.